What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Paige with the Page, and today we're going to be doing my entire TBR. Hello, welcome. Hi, I want to hurt myself, so I'm going to be doing an updated TBR video. This will be inclusive of everything that is on my TBR as of the 30th of June, so I'm super nervous to film this video. I know I've done it once before, pre-May 2020, but I thought it's time for an updated one. Bear with me, this is just going to be the name of the book and away we go. There is roughly 462 physical books that I own and have not read at my place. I also have a few at my parents'. My collective total I think is like 504. There will be an angle change a couple of times throughout this video as my battery is gonna die, but let's dive in and talk through all the books. Holy shit. Alright, so first up we have my TBR trolley, which has my July TBR, my 5-star predictions that I still need to read, and my Read It or Yeet It. City of Glass by Cassandra Clare, Jonas by Ina Maguire, The Healing in the Vine by Tamora Pierce, Hazel Bly and the Deep Blue Sea by Ashley Herring Blake, Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare, Beautiful Broken Things by Sarah Barnard, Goodbye Perfect by Sarah Barnard, and In the Afterlight by Alexandra Bracken. Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth, Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel, Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse, Parable of the Sower by Octavia E. Butler, The Five by Harley Rubenhold, and I Am Widow by Jiran J. Zhao, Hatchet the Return by Gary Paulson, Beautiful Darkness by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll, All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr, Someday by David Levithan, 5 Feet Apart by Rachel Lippincott, Warm Bodies by Isaac Marion, The Afterlife of Holly Chase by Cynthia Hand, The Kingdom of Back by Marie Lu, The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni, Teacher by Gabby Stroud, Have a Little Faith in Me by Sonia Hartel, Holly Steeped in Gold by Sian Smart, and The Gilded Wolves by Roshani Choshki. On my graphic novel shelf I have Extraordinary by V. Schwab and Solutions and Other Problems by Ali Brosh. For this video I'd like you to comment below the books that I need to read ASAP, and I will be adding a prompt to Cluedo saying if this gets pulled then I need to come to this video and decide what I'm going to be reading based off your comments and maybe doing a random comment generator, so feel free to put as many or as few as you would like. In terms of my rainbow shelf I have How High Can Love Be by Holly Bourne, The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang, The Bone Witch by Rin Chapeko, All Our Hidden Gifts by Caroline O'Donoghue, DB8 by Jay Christoph, His Name Was Walter by Emily Rodder, Britt Marie Was Here by Frederick Blackman, Emmy and Oliver by Robin Bedway, On the Come Up by Angie Thomas, Paper Towns by John Green, Sister Song by Lucy Holland, and What's a Girl Got to Do by Holly Bourne. For my author spotlight shelf I have The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar by Roald Dahl. I can't remember if I actually read this or not. Shatterglass, Terrier, Bloodhound, Trickster's Choice, and Trickster's Queen, all by Tamora Pierce. For Robin Hobb I have Ship of Destiny, Fool's Errand, The Golden Fool, Fool's Fate, Shaman's Crossing, and Renegade's Magic. For Raymond E. Feist I have A Darkness at Sethanon, Fairy Tale, Prince of Blood, The King's Buccaneer, Rise of a Merchant Prince, Shadow of a Dark Queen, Rage of a Demon King, Shards of a Broken Crown, Jimmy and the Crawler, A Kingdom Besieged, Magician's End, Krondor the Betrayal, Krondor the Assassins, Krondor Tears of Gods, Talon of a Silver Hawk, Kings of Foxes, Exile's Return, Flight of the Night Hawks, Into a Dark Realm, Wrath of a Mad God, Rides a Dread Legion, and At the Gates of Darkness. I have no idea what order those were in. Daughter of the Empire by Raymond E. Feist and Jenny Wirtz, Servant of the Empire, and Mistress of the Empire. For Christina Henry I have Looking Glass and Red Queen. For V. E. Schwab I have Vengeful, A Gathering of Shadows, A Conjuring of Light. I do also want to reread A Darker Shade of Magic, but I might not. The Near Witch, and The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Onto this bookcase, I have my Advent Challenge up here. So I have The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss, The Girl in Red by Christina Henry, Body of Stars by Laura Maylene Walter, Broken Things by Lauren Oliver, Off Season by Jack Ketchum, and The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. For my standalones I have Boy Erased by Gerard Connolly, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clark, Serious Moonlight by Jen Bennett, The Sellout by Paul Beatty, A Man Called Uwe by Frederick Buckman, Small Favors by Erin A. Craig, Veronica Decides to Die by Paul Coelho, Blackwater Sister by Zen Cho, The Lost Coast by Amy Rose Capetta, Quiet Kind of Thunder by Sarah Barnard, Terra Nullius by Claire G. Coleman, Hippie by Paulo Coelho, The Flower Girls by Alice Clark Platt, How Do You Like Me Now by Holly Bourne, and Girls Up and Thorn by Melissa Bashadurst. For my hardcovers I have The Winter Duke by Claire Eliza Bartlett, Orphea by Joanne M. Harris, The Astonishing Chronicles of Asuka from Elsewhere by Jacqueline Moriarty, The Slightly Alarming Tale of the Whispering Wars by Jacqueline Moriarty, Sweet and Bitter Magic by Adrienne Tooley, Scavenge the Stars by Tara Sim, Spinner of Dreams by K.A. Reynolds, 20 Boys Summer by Sarah Ockler, Heroine by Mindy McGuinness, A Chorus Rises by Bethany C. Morrow, Wild Beauty by Anne-Marie McLemore, A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee, Autobiography by Christina Lauren, Everything Leads to You by Nina LaCour, The Gilded Ones by Namina Fauna, The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin, The Scapegraces by Hannah Abigail Clark, Felix Ever After by Kason Calendar, Darling by Kay Ankrum, Head Witch by Sky McKenna, Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Young, Shadow of the Fox by Julie Kagawa, Wings of Ebony by J.L. Honeycomb by Joanne M. Harris. On the next shelf we have The Vegetarian by Han Kang, The Midnight Girls by Alicia Jasinka, The Smell of Other People's Houses by Bonnie Sue Hitchcock, A Thousand Ships by Natalie Haynes, Witch by Finbar Hawkins, Firefly Lane by Kirsten Hanna, Uncommon Type by Tom Hanks, The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones, The Witch's Heart by Genevieve Kogornik, The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman, Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman, Maya by Justine Garner, This Is How It Always Is by Laurie Frankel, Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn, Girl, Woman, Other by Bernadine Evaristo, About Grace and The Shell Collector by Anthony Doerr, On a Beautiful Day by Lucy Diamond, Heretics Anonymous by Katie Henry, A Yeti by Roxanne Gay, Magic for Liars by Sarah Gailey, Bad Romance by Heather Demetrios, The Ark by Tori Hemwood Hohen, The Deathless Girls by Kieran Millwood Hardgrave, A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson, Folk by Zoe Gill, and Once a Future Witch is by Alex E. Harrow. The God of Small Things by Ruthie Roy, One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston, another copy of Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth, Fly Away by Kathleen Jennings, The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, Only a Monster by Vanessa Lem, Love Objects by Emily Maguire, The Glass Hotel by Emily St. John Mandel, and The Whistling by Rebecca Netley. The Disreputable History of Frankie Landau Banks by E. Lockhart, Watch Over Me by Nina LaCour, The Start of Me and You, and The Map from Here to There by Emery Lord, Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes, The Black Kids by Christina Hammond Reid, Burn Our Bodies Down by Rory Power, Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens, An Arrow to the Moon by Emily Axar Pan, Winter's Orbit by Everina Maxwell, This Adventure Ends by Emma Mills, When the Moon Was Ours by Anne-Marie McLemore, The Road Trip, and The No Show by Beth O'Leary. Over to this skinny book. One to Watch by Kate Stamen London, 100 Days by Alice Pung, Almost Loved by Louise O'Neill, The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie O, The Messenger by Marcus Suzak, Tooth and Claw by Joe Walton, Always Never Yours by Emily Wibbly and Austin Sigmund Broker, Boxlow by Eleanor Wasserberg, Wonderstruck by Brian Selznick, The Invention of Hugo Cabaret, also by Brian Selznick, The Seed Collectors by Scarlett Thomas, Second First Impressions by Sally Thorne, and The Seven Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. On to my miscellaneous. The Dark Side of the Sun by Terry Pratchett, Medusa by Jessie Burden, Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls 2 by Francesca Caballero and Elena Favelli, The Complete Discworld Atlas by Terry Pratchett, and Power to the Princess written by Vita Morrow. Whew! Now on to series, and I'm going to take this cardigan off because I am sweating bullets. Girl in the Tower by Catherine Arden, Rainbow Grey Eye of the Storm by Laura Ellen Anderson, The First Phone Call from Heaven, The Next Person You Meet in Heaven, both by Mitch Albom, The Bromance Book Club, Undercover Bromance, and Crazy Stupid Bromance, all by Lissa K. Adams, Heliconia Winter and Heliconia Summer by Brian Aldous. And I don't know what order these go in, but I've got The Valley of Horses, The Mammoth Hunters, The Shelter of Stone, and The Land of Painted Caves, all by Jean M. Ew. I have Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, Ruin and Rising, Six of Crows, and Crooked Kingdom, all by Leigh Bardugo, The Wicked King, The Queen of Nothing, and How the King of Elfheim Learned to Hate Stories, all by Holly Black, Seeing Red by Frank Better, and I do need to reread the first one, or I want to reread the first one, The Winds at Naught by S.J. Bennett. Then on the last shelf I have House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas, The Modern Fairy Tales by Holly Black, Through the Dark, Passengers, and Wayfarers, all by Alexandra Bracken. So this is my big series, which I've utterly destroyed. So I have The Princess Diaries Take 2, Third Time Lucky, Mia Goes Forth, Give Me 5, Sixational, Seventh Heaven, After 8, and To the Nines, all by Meg Cabot. City of Fallen Angels, City of Lost Souls, City of Heavenly Fire, Clockwork Prince, and Clockwork Princess, all by Cassandra Clare. Don't Judge a Girl by Her Cover by Ali Carter, The Heart Forger by Rin Chapeko, Hidden, and Broken by Marianne Curley. Queenslayer, Crownbreaker, Trader's Blade, and Way of the Argosy, all by Sebastian de Castell, The Lost World by Michael Crichton, Gates of Paradise by Melissa Dela Cruz, and The Kingdom of Copper by S.A. Chakraborty. On this shelf, we have Ink Death by Cornelia Funk, Beautiful Chaos, and Beautiful Redemption, both by Kemi Garcia and Margaret Stoll. The Gilded Ones by Namina Fauna, Beasts of Prey by Ayana Gray, Bloody Rose by Nicholas Eames, Legend Born by Tracy Dion, Wind Witch by Susan Dennard. I do need to reread Truth Witch before getting to this. Court of Lions by Samaya Dowd, Well Played by Jen DeLuca, The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodora Goss, Truth Life by Jay Kristoff, and An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. On this shelf, we have Raybearer by Jordan Ifueko, A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridget Kemmerer, as well as More Than We Can Tell, The Unspoken Name by A.K. Lockwood, Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim, Arizona by Ida McGuire, Shadow Me by Tahara Murphy, The Tourist Attraction by Sarah Morgenthaler, Doom by Frank Herbert, The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas, Hunting Prince Dracula by Kerry Manistalco, The Last Magician by Lisa Maxwell, Hannibal, and Hannibal Rising by Thomas Harris. The second half of this bind up, which is The Tower on the Rift, Dark as the Moon, and The Way Between Worlds by Ian Irving. So after a quick dinner break, we're back, and continuing on with the next shelf, I have Last Sacrifice, Spirit Bound, and Blood Promise, all by Rochelle Mead, Only Humans by Sylvain Novelle, The Flames of Albion by Jane Menzies, Renegades by Marissa Meyer, The Mapmakers by Tamsin Merchant, We Who Hunt the Hollow by Kate Murray, Heart of Iron by Ashley Poston, A Dance with Dragons, After the Feast by George R.R. Martin. Then we have Son of the Storm by Sulie Davis Okumboa, The Knife of Never Letting Go, The Ask and the Answer, and Monsters of Men by Patrick Ness, Eldest Rasinga, and Inheritance by Christopher Bellini. On the next shelf we have It's Okay I'm Wearing Really Big Knickers.
Sorry, what?
Knocked Out by My Nunganungas, Dancing in My Nutty Pants, and That's When It Fell Off in My Hand, Then He Ate My Boy in Trances, Startled by His Furry Shorts, Love is a Many Trousered Thing, Stop in the Name of Pants, and Are Those My Bazoomas I See Before Me, all by Louise Renison.
What the fuck?
Then we have Heart of Gold, Word of Honor, Time of Trial, Moment of Truth, and Hour of Need, all by Michael Pryor. The Subtle Knife and the Amber Spyglass by Philip Pullman, Four by Veronica Roth, Wicked Beauty by Katie Robert, The Slow Regard of Silent Things by Patrick Rothfuss, and Magnus Chase and The Hammer of Thor by Rick Riordan. Then I have Steelheart, Arcanum Unbounded, Starsight, The Alloy of Law, and The Way of King, all by Brandon Sanderson. Then on the last shelf for this bookcase we have The Alchemist, The Magician, The Sorceress, The Warlock, The Enchantress, and The Necromancer, all by Michael Scott. Then we have Physic, Quest, Siren, and Da, all by Angie Sage, The Bone Spindle by Leslie Vedder, A Dark and Hollow Star by Ashley Sutterworth, The Mime Order by Samantha Shannon, For the Wolf by Hannah Whitten, The Ruthless Lady's Guide to Wizardry by C.M. Wagner, Fortuna Swarm by KJ Sutton, Threadneedle by Kari Thomas, The Bone Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart, and The Camelot Betrayal by Kirsten White. That is the shelf done. On to classics and non-fiction, and then I have Asher shelves, and then I'm done. Holy shit, this is going to kill me dead. For my classics, I have Shakespeare Sonnets by William Shakespeare, Madame Bovary by Gustave Flaubert, Cat's Cradle by Kurt Vonnegut, A Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess, Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson, Ulysses by James Joyce, The Crucible by Arthur Miller, Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger, as well as 3 early stories, A Pocket Full of Rye by Agatha Christie, The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Victor Hugo, Macbeth, and Hamlet, both by Shakespeare, Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens, Goldfinch by Donna Tartt, Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, The Secret History by Donna Tartt, The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood, Catch-22 by Joseph Heller, Runaway Horses by Yukio Mishima, The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini, The Never-Ending Story by Michael Ende, Fugitive Pieces by Anne Michaels, English Patient by Michael Adachi, 4 Comedies by William Shakespeare, I Need to Read A Midsummer's Night Dream, As You Like It, and Twelfth Night, Great Expectations, and Nicholas Nickleby by Charles Dickens, The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas, Moby Dick by Herman Melville, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain, Kim by Rudyard Kipling, Dracula by Bram Stoker, Adventures of Pinocchio by Carlo Collodi, The War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells, Inferno by Dante, The Day of the Triffids by John Wyndham, and another edition of Treasure Island. Onto non-fiction, we have Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind by Yuval Noah Harari, The Wisdom of Tea by Noriko Morishita, The Trauma Cleaner by Sarah Krasnostein, The Hate Race by Maxine Benabar Clark, Hidden Figures by Margot Lee Shetterly, Fry's Ties by Stephen Fry, Why Be Happy When You Could Be Normal by Jeanette Winterson, and The Penguin Book of Norse Myths, God of Vikings by Kevin Crossley Holland, In Pieces by Sally Field, Emotional Female by Yukimo Kudoda, Indistractable by Nia El with Julie Lee, Hashtag Me Too, edited by Natalie Connew, Choice Words, a collection of writing about abortion, edited by Louise Swin, It's Not Okay to Feel Blue and Other Lies, curated by Scarlett Curtis, Troy by Stephen Fry, 488 Rules for Life by Kitty Flanagan, Things As They Are, New Directions in Phenomenological Anthropology by Michael Jackson, Life Worlds, Essays in Existential Anthropology by Michael Jackson, How to Argue with a Racist by Adam Rutherford, Stiff by Mary Roach, Somebody I Used to Know by Wendy Mitchell, Me and White Supremacy by Layla F. Saad, Women Don't Know You Pretty by Florence Given, Get Your Shit Together by Sarah Knight, Fight Like a Girl by Clementine Ford, White Fragility by Robin DeAngelo, and Beauty by Brie Lee. There will be a camera change because I'm going to change out my battery, and then onto Ash's Shelves, which are the last ones. Alright, this is the final stretch. Here are the books on my TBR from Ash's Shelves. There are some double ups as well. Here we go. Boy Swallows Universe by Trent Dalton, Mrs. Death by Selena Godin, The Memory Police by Yoko Ogawa, The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Night by Mark Haddon, The Anthropocene Reviewed by John Green, The Left-Handed Booksellers of London by Garth Nix, Flying Witch Volume 1 by Chihiro Izagusha, Cardcaptor Sakura's 1, 2, and 3 in the clear edition, so these take place after the originals, so I need to read the originals first before I can get to these, by Clamp, Hunter x Hunter by Yoshihiro Tuagashi, I apologize for the pronunciation, and volumes 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 of Full Metal Alchemist by Hiromu Aragara, Nixia by Scott Reneg, Furyborn by Claire Legrand, The Doors of Perception and Heaven and Hell by Aldous Huxley, The Cat Who Saved Books by Suzuki Natsukawa, the book from Baden Dark by James Maloney. I need to reread book 1, get my hands on book 2, and then read book 3. Across the Nightingale Floor by Leon Hearn, The Wrangler by Drew Bale, The Wind-Up Girl by Paolo Bacigalupi, Temure by Naomi Novik, The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out the Window and Disappeared by Jonas Johannesson, I Am Pilgrim by Terry Hayes, The Lies of Loch Lamora by Scott Lynch, Brain Reset by David Gillespie, and the hardcover versions of Wise Man's Fear and The Slow Regard for Silent Things by Patrick Rothfuss. Then we have The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle, South of the Border, West of the Sun, First Person Singular, Kafka on the Shore, and 1Q84, all by Haruki Murakami. Then we have Life Ceremony by Sakaya Murata. Can we tell what Ash's favorite genre to read is? Good Arguments by Bo Seo, The Candy House by Jennifer Egan, Sabtizing by Ines Chick, How High We Go in the Dark by Sequoia Nagamatsu, and Stolen Focus by Johan Hari. The Complete Tales of H.P. Lovecraft and the new annotated H.P. Lovecraft. All Our Shimmering Skies by Trent Dalton, How Do You Live by Genzaburo Yoshino, The Happiest Man on Earth by Eddie Chaku, and Earthlings by Sayaka Murata. Down and Out in Paris and London by George Orwell, The Republic of Thieves and Red Seas Under Red Skies by Scott Lynch, yet another copy of The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss, The Living Sea of Waking Dreams by Richard Flanagan, and The Betrayals by Bridget Collins. I feel like this was a betrayal ending on this note. Okay, that's it. I'm not gonna hold up all those books. Fuck that shit. If I have imported everything correctly, currently in Ashes of My House, there are 464 books that I have not read. Please let me know down below what ones I should prioritize, if there are any that you are wanting me to desperately get to, and if there are any that you would like me to actually, you know, do a singular review for and talk through my brain. Maybe, who knows. Also, if there are any that you've seen that I should unhaul, don't include Ashes in that pile because like that's his stuff, just stuff that I can get rid of. Let me know down below. I can't wait to have a look at this. I'm probably gonna do it every 2 years because every year is a fucking undertaking. Can't wait to look back in 2 years and realize that I have the exact same size TBR as I did 2 years ago. What the fuck have I been reading? What the fuck have I been buying? Whoo! Alexa, yes please.
Okay.
If you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you on my next video. Bye! Thank God for tea.